Hey guys, today I would like to talk about the question how blind people are using computers and smartphones. For many blind people, computers and smartphones are part of their daily life. The first problem for blind people is that they are confronted with a graphical user interface which was not made for them. You have symbols, you have the mouse cursor and other things which are created for people with vision. And that makes it very difficult to use a computer for them. And they use a software called a screen reader. The screen reader is interpreting information in a way that blind people can understand it. For example, they interpret symbols and they read the function of the symbol or the text which is shown on the interface. And then they read it. For example, they say something like button send, and you know, okay, you can send the message you typed in right there, or you have a menu which is called a menu point, a point in the menu which is called save as, and then you know, okay, you can save it there. And that is what the screen reader reads. And but the screen reader is not guessing this information, but he is relying on information which is conveyed through the so-called accessibility API. And the accessibility API is a protocol which is defining how information for accessibility for assistive technologies should be developed or put into the program, and how this information should be interpreted by the assistive technology, for example, by the screen reader. This is very important because that means that the software is not from itself accessible, but the screen reader needs this accessibility information from the API. There are two ways in which the screen reader can output information. There's one way is Braille, and the other way is speech output. On the smartphone, you also have haptic and acoustic feedback. That means that the screen reader is producing sounds, or a vibration, which can help you to understand what the screen reader is doing. On the PC, on the personal computer, the blind person is working with a keyboard mostly, because in most cases she or he cannot use a mouse. On the smartphone or tablet, a blind person can use the screen reader with touch. That means the person is touching a point on the screen, and at first the screen reader will read out what it can recognize on the surface of the touch point, and then you can double tap it when it is clickable, and the screen reader will then interact with the element. That means the first touch is to recognize what is under your fingertip, and the second double tap is for activating the element when the element is activable. On the World Wide Web, we also have different possibilities to use a comfortable website. For example, we can jump from heading to heading to make it easier to surf on a website, or we can read out the alternative texts of graphics, or we can the screen reader read something like a form element input field for form elements, or something like a checkbox or radio button and things like that. And the screen reader can very easily handle those things when they are built accessible. That means things can look like, for example, things can look like a checkbox, but not behave like a checkbox when you check the screen reader view. So that was the first time, a very short lecture, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll be glad if you switch in again next time. Goodbye.